funny how getting what you want is not always what you wanted it to be. Hey, welcome back to Brow Tab Build Beyond. This channel is for beauty pros who are ready to build beyond their one-on-one clients to make more money, have more time, and have more freedom. So are you ready? Let's build beyond. Today I am sharing the next part of my story that got me here, the part that comes after the breakdown, part that comes after my wanting to scream if I was gonna make one more lash fan. Now, if you haven't watched that video yet, go watch it. You can watch it up here. I've linked it for you, and then come back because it's continuation. So, little recap, I made the decision that I wanted to be that booked out senior lash artist, and I made that goal my reality, and then realized that that was not what I wanted at all. Turns out it was a good thing because it showed me what I didn't want, and it made me decide to make a new plan, to take a new path to get here, to actually build beyond. It showed me that I wanted more and forced me on a new path to get there, to get here. So step one was to throw myself into my PMU services, my high ticket services, knowing that this was less hard, less strenuous on my body, and that I could make 2 to 4 times as much for almost the exact same time spent with a client and not be hunched over the entire time. Number 2 was to stop being scared to create the product line that I'd always wanted to create, basically since starting in the beauty industry. When I first started, I wanted to create a lash product line. I actually ordered the samples and everything, and then slowly I moved into wanting it to be disposable microblading tools. But I backed out each time because I was too scared. I was too scared to invest in ordering the product, but in myself. Back when I was still lashing from my home studio, we came home from our Mexico wedding to a letter from our condo board saying I could no longer offer my services from our condo, from our home. And it did work out. We worked it all out in the end, but that was supposed to be the exact same time that I was supposed to order my first big order of microblading supplies to start that product line. And I was just so rocked by it, and I was like, it is not the right time. I remember sitting on our bed telling my husband, crying. I was like, it's just not the right time. I can't do this now. I'm not ready. But then less than a year later, I'm ready. It's time. I know that if this is what I want to do, I need to do it now because I'm never really gonna be ready. When are we ever actually ready? And I had this dream of making money while I slept, or making money on vacation. And let me tell you, it is still amazing to this day. So I ordered my first round of samples January 2019, and finally making the biggest investment I'd ever made in my business up until that point, making the first brow tab order, which was close to about $15,000. Side note, this is my story. This is what I did. I do not recommend placing such a large order for your first order of product. I went a little too far, a little too fast, created basically a whole product line instead of just one product, but I didn't have a mentor. I was figuring it all out on my own. Around the same time, I invested in my first online course. A course to teach me how to use Instagram to build my business. It was a Boss Babe course called IGA, and I am so grateful that I took the leap and invested in this course. I think the course itself forever changed my life and my business. Not only because of what I learned in the course and the courses and programs that I gained access to later, and the entrepreneurs that I was exposed to, but it reignited my love for learning, and it showed me the world of online courses. It showed me the world of digital products and what could be possible by creating my own. It showed me how you can help others basically all around the world by sharing your knowledge, skills, and experience. At this time, I also created a PMU brand for my services with another senior lash artist who worked at the Lash Bar with me. And we did this in hopes of separating ourselves from lashes and attracting more PMU, more brow clients. It was a lot all at once, don't get me wrong, but I was all in. I knew that if I wanted more for my business, for my life, I had to do it, and this is how I was gonna do it. As I was awaiting my product order, my brow tab order, I started working on the back end and building up the branding. And turns out I had quite a bit of time to do this because there were some delays on production, shipping, and imports. Remember, I was doing this all by myself. I really had no idea what I was doing at this point. Looking back now, if I could have changed one thing from this time period, it would have been to start sharing, showcasing my products, my branding, what I had to offer long before I received the product. I was building up all this back end, waiting for the product before I was going to showcase it, because I was still scared to show up and share my product, but I was also scared to share something that I didn't have yet, which I think is like the funniest fear ever. I had this fear that people were gonna go nuts and want my product immediately. I actually even put a password protection on the Brow Tab website, so if someone came across it, they wouldn't be able to find anything that I created out of that fear. But I still had so much to learn about marketing and selling and using Instagram. If I had known what I know now back then, damn, that would have been helpful. I now like to refer to this mindset as Jesse Itzlering it. So if you're not familiar with who Jesse Itzler is, he is Sarah Blakely, the owner of Spanx, his husband. But he's an amazing entrepreneur all in his own rights. He is the co-founder of Marquee Jets. Anyways, in his book, Living with a Seal, he tells the story about getting himself into this room, this meeting that he really wanted to be in, but really had no idea what he was going to do once he got himself into the room. But the whole point was just to get himself there, and then he would figure it out later. So I like to call doing the damn thing Jesse Itzlering it. And now I know in business, if it's a hell, well, in life, if it's a hell yes, to go for it and figure it out later. But I still didn't know that back then. And that's what I'm hoping to bring to you with this YouTube channel and with the Build Beyond course. Brow Tab officially launched September 2019, and I got my first product order in October. It was Canadian Thanksgiving, and I remember it was after dinner. I was sitting at the table with my family, and the cha-ching from Shopify went off on my phone, and my heart exploded with excitement. I remember my dad poured us all a shot of whiskey, and we cheers and celebrated my first Brow Tab order, my first experience of making money while I was sitting there enjoying a dinner with my family. On that excitement level note, I think that sums up part 2 of my story, but there's so much more to come on expanding my product line, adding in-person education, and digital products. If you want to learn more about adding new streams of income to your beauty business using the knowledge, experience, and skills that you already have, download the free Make More Money ebook. The link is in the caption, and I'm sharing 3 new streams of income that you can add, and these are the ones that I've added to my business. Start making money while you're sitting having dinner with your family too. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. I put out new videos every Tuesday. See you then.